What is going on, y'all? Just trying to give you a little quick update. I'm still here in Thailand. It's been about 41 odd days or so that I've been out here. Yeah, I'm really trying to go to a spot that's a little bit like less noise because that's how it gets down over here. I'm in Bangkok right now. I'm about 41 days in, leaving in about 2 days. And yeah, man, it's been a dope experience. Like this is like I guess a follow-up to my original situation. And yeah, it was like my whole take on everything. Thai people, the experience, just everything. Like I just want to double down to say that Thai people definitely are really welcoming, warm, hard workers for sure. You always see them grinding, and you don't feel no judgment over here. Like they're solid people. Like I strongly suggest anyone of different nationalities, foreigners to come out here to live the experience. If you can, a month, even longer. Like it's just you feel welcome. You don't feel out of place. You don't feel all messed up. Just like anywhere else you go in the world, show some level of respect, or not some level, show respect. Like who wants foreigners coming in and acting like if they're better than the next? Like just be courteous to people, learn little details. Like I said before, hello, hi, how are you? Thank you, please. Like that's like about 2 minutes of your life to learn, and it goes a far way. I've been complimented like a handful of times just by the fact of me thanking a cashier and something, and other people being, oh wow, you took the time to learn. Outside of that, like just a quick rerun, I spent about a week in Phuket. I spent 3 weeks in Pattaya and about almost 3 weeks again here in Bangkok. My personal favorite was definitely Pattaya. It has a more of a Caribbean vibe to it, but with a Thai twist. A bit of a slower pace, but still has all the touristic things that a lot of people appreciate. For me, that's where I see myself definitely coming back, spending more time. Yeah, everything I could possibly need, from tourist attractions to beaches, and I even had a barber out there. Like shout out to Suni Design. Yeah, Suni Design Barbershop. Like, Suni's super dope. Fully knows how to handle black hair. Don't look at my stuff right now because everything's looking crazy because I'm just doing whatever solo. But and I just came out the pool, so anyways. Besides that, I definitely will be coming back out there. Like, feeling the vibe. I would definitely try to stay out here another month, or at least be a snowbird to some degree. If you want to skip me out a Canadian winter at any time, this is definitely a spot to come visit. Same thing for retirees, and you definitely have a spot here. Like the cost to rent the space is very minimal. Shout out to being in Pattaya, the Jomtien area. I really liked it. Close to the beaches. Just really nice. Once again, the people super courteous, respectful. Like. You don't feel no type of static with them. And honestly, for a lot of people I'm hearing, don't get caught up with the whole getting scammed and hustled. Like when you really think about it, being out here, there's not that many big scams going on. I'd say the biggest and most common would be dealing with tuk-tuk drivers. So like another form of like this little street taxi. Those guys, like they overkill. Like they can easily be charging people, like let's say 3-4 times the value of what a regular taxi run might cost. But outside of that, you can fully avoid just regular taxis, even though there's occasional things you find in your taxis hustling too. But depending on what part of town you're in, they're taking regular transit or their version of Uber, which is called Grab. And it's the same concept as Uber, prepaid. You set where you're going to be at the drop-off location. It's prepaid, and the car to drop you off, you need to go into the recovery. So to avoid all the hassles with that. Outside of that, I hear a lot about little issues with I guess bar girls, but it's like, come on man, you know what you're getting into. Like they're on their grind and they're hustling too. If you really thought you're gonna get away with pulling that sort of chick who's on her hustle, that things were gonna work your way and you weren't gonna pay out of pocket to some degree for like time spent or chilling or whatever you want to consider it. Well, it is what it is. I'd also like to say like it's nice to see foreigners and actually well settled in. Like I've come across a lot of people said they've been living here or staying out here for say a few months to years to like some older gentlemen and specifically even speaking about black children living out here more or less since the 80s. And that's that. Like, this is home to them. Originally from Cali. Like, there's a big West Coast influence out here. As far as like people from California moving out here and seeing the opportunity, probably very cheap. And yeah, like the same thing seeing with relationships is nice. Like you see, actually, shout out to Passport Girls. Like I see a lot of guys do their thing. For those who don't know, check it out. Passport Girls. Normally, a lot of dudes who maybe weren't seeing the type of situation they were hoping for back home as far as relationships. They considered looking in other areas. It could be, let's say, specifically Southeast Asia, and potentially finding love out there. There's a tendency of it being maybe a bit of guys who have been on the, let's say, in their, I guess, mid-40s and up, but not held to that. It doesn't necessarily have to be black either, but yeah, you're definitely seeing ladies over here with guys, foreigner dudes, and you can see that both sides are generally happy. Like girls happy, guys happy. It's just nice to see that relationships working out overseas. Obviously, you're seeing the other ones who are just being taken for the ride for the weekend, but a lot of those guys know what it is. Both sides know what it is. So that's that. But also shout out to the genuine love and situations that work out. I could touch up on that in a whole different video altogether. Just a quick little speed tip. Over here, I've kind of been led to believe or to understand with specifically maybe Thailand that girls aren't necessarily as hopped up on actual looks as I guess the bigger flex over here is the man you're with having a level of stability. So already how life can be very hard on people out here as far as like not cost of living, but as far as like just people making their day to day, and to know that you have a provider that can hold you down and everything, like it's just a whole flex over here. Like you can see in Thai culture, like they're naturally the women are very catering to their men, boyfriends, husbands, or whoever they're with. So as you can see, like if the man's expected to be over here. Like if they're going out, you're the one covering the dates, the activities, and all that. And the dudes, local dudes, seem to be perfectly fine with that. You're seeing a lot. For a lot of girls, you can see that it seems to be very a best of both worlds for them, because I guess sometimes Thai men they have a certain way of viewing the world, and when foreigners come, because I guess we're so intermixed with a lot of different cultures, we're a lot more open and innovative when it comes to I guess life experiences and how they view life. So a lot of the girls that maybe have influences from outside of their home country, they like the fact of having men that not only are they foreigners, so that's already one point of being exotic. You got the fact that you're financially stable, because whatever you're making back home is definitely enough to maintain you over here in Thailand. And on top of that, you're open-minded to, I guess, other concepts that maybe some of the local guys aren't as keen on or big on, or haven't really had the time to think about it. So it's easy a triple hit for you. And on top of that, if you got any type of game or have decent good looking and whatnot, all just extra bonuses for you. Once again, the black perspective, see, people don't really bat another eye at you. Like if something's off with you because you're black, they will definitely check, especially like, okay, for example, myself, like I said, you'll see, there's a tendency of seeing, I guess, guys in their older, higher 40s and up being out here, and the younger generation, there's not as much. So I kind of notice for myself, for example, I might be still maybe passable for a very late 20s. I'll probably just no, but whatever. You could kind of see the looks do come at you to kind of be like, oh shoot, they're out here, and like not really in a bad way or anything. It's just kind of they're double checking, and that's that. Like there's that sort of positive energy of like, if that was my thing, if that's what I was aiming for, the opportunities are definitely there for the young guys to come out here and get to know people. But at the same time, I've also been told that there's if you're on the younger side, they have a tendency of expecting that you're probably more here for fun time. But if I guess they can see you're genuine and that like there's something to work out, that you would actually be spending an extended amount of time, relationships is definitely a possibility for you over here. But enough about that. Like that'll come together in another video. But yeah, like you can see there's a lot of opportunity out here as far as like this supply and demand, and just being innovative. Like whatever you might have back home, or certain things you see over here, like or vice versa. I'm sure there's something you could definitely bring to where you're from that you've seen here that could get you ahead. Let it be like a business plan, service, something like that, or the other way around, like something you have back home that you don't see it as commonly over here, that you could potentially start some type of business and create something for yourself. Yeah, like I definitely see myself coming back out here, like to think like this is all learned in a matter of 40 days, just being in and around the people, soaking in the culture. There's definitely more to be learned, a lot to be experienced, and I'm definitely gonna be coming back here again. Like Thailand, for black folks, or people calling foreigners, come out here with respect, being willing to like understand that you're not at home. So things are going to be done different than what you expect and how you might handle your stuff where you're from. So just come out here with that open mindset to know that you're in their country, rules and things go a certain way because the government and over here does not like trust me. So whatever, maybe if you're from somewhere very liberal and just open, don't think that because, well, I do things this way back home, you can pull that shit. No, you find out what it is over here and they're quick to lock your ass up if you mess around. So come over here being respectful, open-minded, and the amount of, like, the way it could affect you personally and like your mindset, the way you view the world, like there's a lot of good that Thailand can bring you that could go into a way bigger spectrum for your personal life and you developing as a person. So I'm super stoked on the next trip or the next visit over here. So then, peace, and probably a part 2 will be coming about more, I guess, the relationship side. Peace.